Hi everyone, my name is Madison Taylor and this is my travel plan to the Maldives. So the Maldives are a nation of islands in the Indian Ocean. This country is comprised of 1,192 islands that stretch across a length of 871 kilometers. While the country covers an area of approximately 90,000 square kilometers, only 298 of these are actually dry land. They are home to about 5% of the planet's reefs. These reefs are home to thousands of species of fish, and in turn, it also brings large fish such as manta rays and whale sharks to this area. The livelihood of Maldivians traditionally depended on the seas, fishery being the main source of subsistence. Tourism is the main source of income for the Maldivian economy today, but fishing is still very important. Maldives has one of the most delicate environments anywhere on our planet. Coral reefs are the foundation of the islands. They offer protection as its natural defense system, and the country's economy depends heavily on the health of its reefs and ecosystems due to both tourism and fishing. I will be traveling on September 18th, 2021 to October 18th, 2021, and I choose these dates based on the availability and the cost, and also giving time for COVID to die down around the world, hopefully giving time for the finding of a vaccine. However, you can travel to the Maldives today, but it is advised against from the USA, but they are open for travel. I will be traveling for vacation and leisure. My passport is up to date, and you will be given a free tourist visa if you apply at the international airport that I will be flying into. And you do not need any medical information unless you are carrying a medication that is restricted, but that does not apply to me. And one thing that I think is very important to note is that the Maldives are a conservative country, and it is important to respect their values and way of life. They are very modest in their clothing, and they do not believe in PDA or anything like that. So it is important to respect what they view as you're in their country, and just make sure that you are doing things that don't make anyone else uncomfortable. For one adult, the cost of a round-trip ticket is $1,047. As you can see, I laid out the information down here. And while I'm in London, you can see there is a very long wait from 12 hours and 10 minutes in an airport change. So I looked into this, and actually there is a UNESCO World Heritage Site between the two airports, and that is the Royal Botanic Gardens. And since there is not one of these heritage sites in the Maldives, I thought I would take advantage of this location and go ahead and visit it. So here are some pictures of the Royal Botanic Gardens taken from the UNESCO's website. And their mission is to unlock the potentials of plants and fungi through the power of scientific discovery and research. And they're fighting for a world where plants and fungi are understood, valued, and protected. I think this is so important in our world, and I would love to go ahead and visit this location. So, the hotel I will be staying at is the Hotel UI Inn in Malé. And this hotel offers airport pickup, drop-off service, multilingual staff, free currency exchange, water sports, diving, spa, snorkeling, and ATM, free breakfast, and a library. They also offer other amenities such as a 24/7 front desk and childcare service, and a non-smoking area. The cost of the hotel is $38 per night, which would add up to $1,078 for the whole month. And you can see some pictures from their website, and it is very beautiful. And one thing that I really liked about this hotel was the multilingual staff, because it can be a little bit intimidating being in a country where if you can't speak the language and you can't communicate, but this will really help with communication barriers. Some excursions and things that I plan to do while I am in the Maldives is take a Maldivian cooking class and lunch. And this actually allows you to prepare a meal with a local family and actually enjoy it with them. And you use local foods, and it is a good opportunity to actually see how people live in the Maldives. Another thing is an eco tour from Ville Male from Male, and they will teach you about the ecology of their islands and also will explain to you the work of different conservation groups in the reefs and other things. Also snorkeling with the manta rays, which is pretty self-explanatory, but that is an amazing opportunity. An island hopping tour, which is just going to the different islands of the Maldives and seeing the differences in everything. And there's also a whale submarine tour, which actually takes you to the depths of the ocean, and you can see different types of fish and coral and all these different things, but it gives you a different view of it. Dolphin watching, and I'd like to visit the Malay fish and local market, which is where a lot of Maldivians actually make their livelihood, and it is a really cool opportunity to see how a different country is, and I actually included pictures of this in the back of this PowerPoint. And I would also like to take a Malay City tour and local language lesson, and you can take the tour in English, but they teach you different common things that you should be able to say in their local language, and that just gives you a whole nother perspective on the country. So I mapped out my travels from, you can see in the United States, from Florida to my first stop, which is going to be in the UK, where I'll be visiting the UNESCO site, and then the Maldives are way on the other side of the map. And then I also included a zoomed in, since the Maldives are so far away, it's hard to see all the different places that I plan to go, so I included another one right there. So money and budgeting, I made a budget planner, and according to budgetyourtrip.com, the average daily price based on expenses of past visitors is $60 per day. And 13 of these dollars go to meals and 7 of these dollars go to local transportation. So I included this in the budgeting track, and the hotel costs $38 per night. And the currency of the Maldives is the rupiah, and $1 equals 1540 Maldivian rupiahs. But the hotel I'm staying at has the currency exchange, so I don't need to worry about getting any of that before, because they have it right there on site. And as you can see, transportation costs $1,246. Lodging costs $1,064, food $364, activities $1,120, and the total amount for the month in the Maldives of my budget is $3,794. And you can see that breakdown more a little bit right here. Maldives and microbiology. I included a traditional Maldivian side dish, and you can read about it right here. And this actually is made from tuna after prolonged heating. So there is bacteria isolated in this dish, as you can see listed right here. So I thought it would be interesting to add that, to tie that into microbiology. And you can't talk about a vacation without talking about COVID at this time. So there are 12,154 total cases of COVID that have happened in the Maldives. And out of these cases, 11,262 people have recovered and 42 have unfortunately died. While the US is currently suggesting against travel, the Maldives are actually open for travel due to their heavily reliance on travel for their economy. So, a language used in the Maldives and literacy rate. So, the official Maldives language is Davihi, which is sometimes referred to as Maldivian. There are also many other dialects from all the different islands since there is so many. But since tourism is so important to their economy and a lot of these people are speaking English, English is now being taught in the schools as the main language. So English is widely spoken. And resort islands have hired people from all over the Maldives, which includes different dialects. So one thing that they all learn in common is English, and this allows them to all communicate. And the literacy rate in the Maldives is 98.4%. How this compares to the United States. So I included child mortality, life expectancy, income, and GPD in comparison to the United States. And it's actually interesting because the life expectancy is larger in the Maldives than the US, but the income of the Maldives is substantially less than in the United States. And I included some pictures just to show the Maldives a beautiful beach photo, and since they are a very conservative country, I thought I would include something that is very culturally important to them, a mosque. And this is the local market, which is how a lot of people make their money. And down here are the fish market, and I would love to visit all of these places. Thank you so much for coming on my adventure with me. Happy traveling!